what's going on?
How we doing?
Bro.
I'm dying.
What? Wait.
He said I'm dying.
Wait. That's not funny, but the way he came up and said that was just so silent, but deadly.
I thought of the one scene from Smiling Friends where they should like show the close-up of him like dying.
Anyways, welcome back to the channel, my fellow Nakamas. Today we have Jax in the chat, we have TN, and we have the dummy. Today it's not Squadra Talk. We're not calling it, okay? No copyright, all right? Don't sue me. We're gonna call it Future of Squadra. If you guys don't know, when I play Dragon Ball Legends, I'm not going back to the game, so don't ask. When I play Dragon Ball Legends, I did that when I felt like Squadra was starting to hit a certain benchmark where it's starting to get, oh yeah, this game, okay, this is something. This is hype. This is going to be a big standpoint in the game's history that we're gonna keep looking back to. And I felt like yesterday was that moment. So, as a way to bring back Otaku, which is the podcast here on the channel, this will be a sub podcast version. So this will be a full video. It won't be listed in the podcast side. But today we're going to talk about a couple bullet points that I have just to kind of gauge the future of Squadra. I'm going to ask a couple of questions. I'm going to answer, you know, they're going to answer a little bit, and then we're going to vibe out. And you guys probably going to see some gameplay up in the background with some transitions or other stuff. So we're gonna make this real nice and jazzy for you. But sit back, relax, go get yourself something to eat, some popcorn, some Gatorade. Actually, that's bad. Go get some water and that like button over there in the comment section as well, and tell me what you got. All right, so anyways, besides that, quickly shameless plug, guys, first part, debriefing from what we just witnessed yesterday. I'll start off, and then whoever wants to jump in, jumps in. After getting my energy back, sleeping on it, you know, and just coming back to it, that review was insane. And I didn't want to really like have to, obviously when we was reacting, it's off the high of the moment, right? We're not spoiled. There's no leaks, anything like that. So it's the high of the moment. And this morning, I really had a realization that they broke my ankles. I was not expecting that. It was the most hypest set of characters that you can put together, even though a lot of people don't really like Kefla that much. But overall, I thought it was well executed, well planned, promotionally done well as well too. Obviously, we already know it's Squadra Talk, right? But just even the fact that they didn't even allude to any spoilers, like sometimes what Legends do sometimes when they leak their own selves, right? I just think everything was done so well. And the lineup and how not even random, but how unpredictable that was, dude. Absolute cinema.
I think it. Okay, so on topic of the reveals, dude, the one thing I'm still like kind of shocked at, and it's not because of the fact that I think they should have like saved off on really much of Vegito, but double fusion in like one season's kind of wild to me. I don't know.
It is.
Like, maybe that's just me. And I've heard people say that the reason why is because they're trying to get a lot of new people into the game, because it really hasn't hit that point yet where it can sustain long enough. I don't know how, I don't know really if that's true or not, because I feel like the game itself has a decent following, decent player base. But it did, from what I saw, did boost some numbers. I think, like, at least for Steam. I can't really speak for much of, like, mobile and console, but whatever it is they're doing, it seems to be working well. If that was the plan.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. Like, I think as well, because like you do mention like the PC side, mobile side, console side. Like PC side has been slowly declining after Topo released, and then also after this season, it got brought back up surprisingly with Broly, like more than expected. But I think that this reveal was done so well because like. I understand the whole thing with like, oh, this is an anniversary character, oh, and the people are gonna think it's desperate, but like, this shows that in the future we can get like crazy characters we're not expecting. Like, all of us had a prediction, none of them were right because it was so unpredictable. Nobody predicted, like, from our group, we didn't predict Bardock coming. We said, I think Zeke said it, like Super Vegito going in anniversary. Like that's an anniversary level.
It's dead ass in the video I just edited today and will be releasing the same day as this. I dead ass said that shit and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be for anniversary. There's no way they're gonna release Super Vegito this early, right?
Yeah. And then they pump fake us. They literally pump fake and then like, yep, here's Super Vegito. And I think that what I also like about this is that like you said, like fresh off the bat, like outside of the reveals, you wake up and you're like, yo, like you get hyped for it. I'll be hyped for the next season. Because they made Super Vegito look so sick. Unique animations,
bro,
unique,
unique
battle style.
The Dokkan Easter egg, bro. The Dokkan Easter egg, bro.
Tag LR, Goku, and Vegeta. That I saw that, I immediately, I'm a huge Dokkan nerd. The second I saw that, I instantly got reminded of the 10th anniversary. I was so hyped for that, dude. I
was gonna say that was from Dokkan, right? I saw people talking about, but I don't play Dokkan, so I like no idea what it was like referencing, but.
Oh, gotcha. It's a straight representation between like the orbs. That is from the AGL. I believe it was the Worldwide Download Celebration.
Yeah.
Fusion with the Goku and yeah, with the Zamasu, and it was the Goku and Vegeta SSBE fusion.
Wait, no, that's from the anniversary. Pretty sure.
No, that's the tech. That was worldwide. The tech one is the one that he's also referencing with the slashes. That's from the anniversary. That's from the tech. Fusion, Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Vegeta fusion to Super Vegito. The one that actually they had to change Dokkan. They had to update it so that way they can actually do that. That was the biggest update that Dokkan had received, I think, in like the last 5 years, because they were changing the way that cinematic animation was working. And that was the first unit introduced to do that. That shit was insane.
Saucy.
I was like, whoa, Dokkan 2? And that's when like Truth and everyone was like, Dokkan 2 is finally here.
Yeah. And like, I love that. I love the references they put into those, like to Dokkan 2. Like that lobby intro with the orbs, kind of like that, the AGL Blue Bro fusion, like where he like does like I think it's like the start for like the 18 key super.
Yep.
Like that was just so sick to see, because you're like, dude, these are custom animations by Dokkan. They can put custom animations on their own, and like I like how they put a twist on it. Like,
yes,
it wasn't
giving
just,
his own originality at the same time too, instead of like copy and paste. Yep.
It wasn't like instead of like a normal finger shot move, like you can charge it up and it hits 5 people. You have like that spirit slash, like even the uniqueness of his ability to cast the second ultimate and have a unique voice line for it. Like here's another. Like that was sick. That was so tough to see.
And you know,
like, that's how you showcase it.
And you know Toshi's gonna take every opportunity to completely glozerly slurp Super Vegito, right? And people forget
100%.
he was on the team with Dokkan, and then he went to Legends. So a lot of people don't know that. And I'm like, yo, he worked on Dokkan, went to Legends, left Legends after building that, and went to Squadra. I had someone in my comment section for the short, and he was like, I didn't even know. He was like, is that Toshi there? I was like, yeah. This is what he helped build Squadra. He runs it. He left Legends to Tani while he went over. He left it as a direct chair to kind of like a background chair, and went to go completely support Squadra in his upbringing, which I think it was a good decision. Once again, bringing longevity and money monetization, which we're going to talk about later, for Bandai.
So, I guess on the topic of Squadra itself and these reveals, the main complaint, right? I just want to get. I guess we should get into this before we start getting to the positives of it. The only real complaint I've seen is people complain about how there's a very big lack of villains between like seasons 1 and 3, because like obviously the last villain that we got, obviously that was from a new season was Broly. Every other person has either been every other person has been either
technically a villain.
Say it again.
Topo is technically a villain.
Well,
not a villain. I guess you can consider him like a.
Yeah.
No,
he's an opponent. He's not a bad guy.
He is an opponent. Yeah, he is an opponent. So yeah.
Yeah, so like when you think of like villains, I don't know if Topo really comes to mind. I mean, if you want to count him as like an antagonist, I guess maybe. Like I guess that would be better.
How many villains do we have? It's like 6.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, we're still missing.
Unless we repeat the same characters again.
Well, no, because we could get Sorry, I'm trying
Yeah,
to
we
think.
can
Right
get a
now.
bunch of boos, a bunch of cells.
Obviously, there's a lot of people like from the movies, like Turles. You could do as well. Janimba's another one. If you want to look at like older movies, maybe Slug, maybe
Yeah, I'm about to say, you
Garlic
got
Jr.
Slug, you got Janemba, you got Garlic
There's
Jr.
quite a, there's
you
still
got...
there's still a lot of like villains that we're missing, and I think we'll get them at some point. And even like in general, like obviously the main villains we have right now are like which I'm surprised out of everyone in the roster, one of the main people that dropped like preseason 1 was BoJack.
Yeah.
I don't know why, like that's just funny to me.
I get the point that there's not that much villains, and you're 100% right. I believe when you look at the ratio for Squadra, for heroes to villains, there's definitely a lot more heroes present than villains. But at the same time, we have a lot more heroes in the series than we do technical villains. So I don't think it's much of a big issue as of right now, since it is still technically the beginning of the game's lifespan, to establish a little bit more heroes while shuffling in a couple of villains, because we're, once again, this is devil advocate once again, because this happened with Legends, this happened with Dokkan when we didn't get any new content, and then Super got announced. But when Dokkan was dealing with no Super content at that point, they had to recycle the characters that we already had 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and this is before the animations even got good, right? Now you got Legends, who benefited with coming out a little bit later in the game, and then had Super already starting to come out, and they can adapt to the anime so that's coming out for that. So they had way more content than Dokkan, while Dokkan was surviving for like what, 3 years off of the same stale content. So I think with them not lobbying all their main villains just thrown out the gates like that and starting to circle in those heroes first, I'm not too opposed for that. Now, don't get me wrong. We all thought it was going to be a big villain push, especially with the season 3 trailer animation where they were showing all the villains. We thought that was leading up into a villain. And then they hit us with Bardock. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so random.
Like
I will say, I
showing
think
Boo.
out of all of them, go ahead, dummy.
Yeah, they're here like showing Boo, showing basically all the villains. I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna see a big villain here. Fucking the text goes to blood color. I'm like, oh shit, who are we getting? Bardock.
and like that shattered my ankles, because I was so drawn, and we all had our ideas of who was coming. I thought that was Rose and Goku Black. The moment I saw that season 3 start to bleed, I should have thought Bardock, but I didn't, because my heart was so set on being sold it was going to be a villain, and then we got Bardock. That is a complete 180.
I am kind of shocked that they didn't bring in Goku Black yet. That being that we're on season 3 now.
Yeah.
Like, I was so certain he was coming. I'm pretty sure like most of the community thought we were gonna get Goku Black.
I think like a kind of like staying on like that topic of like the villain, like not getting a lot of villain representation. I feel like I think like what people have to understand as well though is that like this game is like the example that Zeke used. It's not the same as like Dokkan or DDO. Like let's say for example like Dokkan. Dokkan, I can name 5 different cell units off the top of my head. Because there you have like STR cell, you have LR cell, you have transforming first form into final form. So like you have all this like different stuff you can do. But whereas with Squadra, it's usually one character. Because like we're probably most likely we're not gonna get a second form cell going into perfect cell. Because that wouldn't make any sense. We're probably not gonna get like a first form Frieza going into final form. Like it's stuff like that. Like I feel like what they're really setting up is they have to like be very cautious with how they like put the villains on the table, because most of the villains are like they have one form. They don't have multiple forms like Frieza.
They're kind of like a one-trick
that.
pony, basically. They have that
Exactly.
one time, that one representation. Now, some of them may have different moves that they've utilized, like Cell. He had Solar Kamehameha. He had Spirit Bomb. This motherfucker had Tri-Beam. Like, he had Frieza's Death Ray. He had
Gallic
Frieza's...
Gun.
He had Gallic Gun. He had the Saucer Disc. like there's representation that, yeah, I think Cell out of all of them had the most biggest bag. Not every villain comes equipped like that. And he hijacked all that too, by the way. Dr. Gero, shout out to Dr. Gero, but that's all hijacked.
Yeah, it's like with it's like for example, like where like he has a big bag, but like someone like Janemba, what does Janemba really uses? His sword, he uses his mouth beam, and his like the little like interdimensional stuff that he uses in Hell. Like there's not a huge bag that he has compared to other villains. So I think that when they try to hold off on it, they're trying to work the best that they can to make sure that their bag is like good enough to where when they drop them, they're hype and they feel and play like the character. That's what kind of like they want to do. Because like if you notice, like most of the characters in the game, like I'll use it for an example. As annoying as he is, his entire moveset has a one set playstyle. And I think that's what they're trying to go for. They're trying to set up people to be like this playstyle that they are in the show. Piccolo kind of being like the sniper. Like usually, like yeah, Piccolo has his up close fights, but we usually see Piccolo from range, behind the scenes, like all that stuff. Like we see that. So I think that that's what they're most going for. So it takes time for some of these characters who play us, who like not play, but like the characters who like are in like a certain type of way, like how they act in like the show. They have to really get that down to a science and detail before they can put them out.
And I feel like the long game that Squadra is trying to go for as well too, which I think is smart. And this goes for the, I might be mispronouncing this, but the Genki Marasu, the 40th anniversary for Dragon Ball, right? We're probably more than likely, and we're probably going to do a video ourselves on that. But at least in my prediction, which is kind of like soft confirmed at this point from different sources, but we're getting a Dragon Ball anime project. Now, it could be a movie. A lot of people, especially me, I'm speculating, I want Cooler. So we're probably maybe we'll get that, I don't know. But then there's also a possibility that we can be getting Dragon Ball Super Kai, where it's a revamped work of Dragon Ball Super up into obviously the Tournament of Power, eliminating most of the fillers, right? And then they're gonna probably bridge that into Moro. I highly doubt, and I'm gonna be honest, and I know a lot of people want this to be true, and I'll say more of this for the video just so we don't get sidetracked with this video and that video, but I'm pretty sure they're pushing back the Moro arc. I will be surprised if we're actually getting the second installment of Super 2. And Squadra, with the characters they're releasing, right? And then if they're trying to release all their villains, they're gonna run to a point where we don't have no more villains no more, or we can't get any variations to fit different playstyles for, like, let's say DPS and tank and tech, and then not playing the same way. All right, most of them are going to be playing the same way. You want that difference in that playstyle. You can't differentiate that if they are the same fucking character introduced in every single role. That just defeats the purpose. And I think, at least with the community, they'll call that a cop-out, taking the easy way out, and complain, as a lot of Dragon Ball fans do. Look at Legends. They sent death threats and grape allegations to Tani because they didn't like some shit that they saw, man. What do you think they're gonna do with that? You know, so I think it's a smart play to stagnate the villain's release just a little bit, to try to give it some room to breathe and break it into different categories. Now, heroes, adversaries, so rivals / adversaries, and then villains. I think that gives them a little bit more of a defining nature to be able to be like, okay, we can do this and we can pair them with these heroes. We can put one adversary and we can put two heroes. We can put two adversaries and put one villain, meaning like a rival. So like we can get Dispo and I don't know, we can get Dispo and Kaba, and then we can get UI Omen Goku. Not saying that's going to happen, but like that's something they can do, you know. I don't think they're going to pair UI Goku with sub-tier adversaries. I think they'll pair him with another big hit, kind of like what happened with this. But that's just kind of my take on it. I think that would be, if that's what Toshi is trying to do, I think that would be the smartest play until we can see what the hell's happening. And you can probably get a new villain out the Dragon Ball Super movie of what they're doing. If it is Cooler, boom, we got a new Cooler. Like, we can have a second Bardock. So, at least that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I definitely think that you do bring up the great points there. I think that's all, like, I like when you said like how like with like they stagnated on purpose. I think that when you think about it and you stop, really, it does make a lot of sense.
Any last thoughts before we move off this topic?
I don't think so. I think everything that has to be said kind of has already been said, or if it.
Yeah.
I think most people kind of already know at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second question, and this actually goes into Legends as well too.
Oh God, bro, get me the fuck out of here, bro.
So this is the only Legends content you're gonna get of Jack Specs. So with Squadra's releases, right? We've seen at this point, we can say this is the biggest release that Squadra had, right? Like,
Yeah.
we can all agree
Yeah,
with that, right?
I would say so.
Okay, so same thing with Legends. I felt that Legends peaked truly. I believe it was year 3. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that the LF Vegito Blue?
Of the LF Vegito Blue.
That was
second Annie.
Was that second Annie or third Annie?
Second Annie, because
Second
third Annie
Annie?
was Gogeta.
Yeah,
It was
I think-
Gogeta.
yeah, it
Oh
is.
yeah, it was Gogeta
Ah.
and Zamasu. Yup. Second Annie, I felt like that is where Legends peaked when it came to character customization. At least with their variations specifically. I know a lot of people are gonna try to give me that, but I mean like the animations, the different work of arts for the variants of the units that they're using. The LFs got a lot more choreographed. The models actually got a lot more better because they actually started making more money from that initial year when they first released their first LF, which was Super Vegito. Ironically, our biggest hit here for Squadra was Vegito.
Was Vegito? Yeah,
So-
that's funny.
And I thought it was ironic, but that's kind of like their golden boy to get the ball rolling, right? That fusion to get them like introduced, that sauce, that taste, like chicken. You know, you bite chicken, you eat
Like
chicken at the one time,
Right.
you never go back.
Why,
That
why,
fried
would you-
chicken,
why the
that-
chicken comparison?
because it's fried
No,
chicken.
yeah,
Who
why?
don't love fried chicken? You biting fried chicken, you
love
gonna
fried
pop
chicken.
fried chicken, every fried chicken, all right? Some low made fried
chicken
chicken,
doesn't
every
hurt
fried
itself.
chicken, all right?
Good.
So
Yes, sir.
there, I'm like, okay. At the same time, Legends ended up capitalizing a little bit more on Zenkai's as well too. And I'm not sure about you guys, but I remember there was a very big point, and I believe the first Zenkai was actually the LF Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the red unit. That was the first Zenkai that was released for the game, and I was not a big fan of that. At that point, I started saying, hey, we're going to start getting to the point where they're going to have us paying for this. Because the free-to-play grind, if you guys remember, for like the friendships for technically the free-to-play Zenkais, but for the pay-to-play, the first one was Gohan. And I didn't like that. But they had to find other ways to monetize the game, correct? So my question to you guys with this, with relating to now, since we have a peak now for Squadra, and relating that to Legends, how do you feel about the nature of them having to keep that up while dealing with the situations that they may have to stagnate characters to try to maintain hype or capitalize on the randomness? Like I said, we got Vegito 9th anniversary, random throw. Do you think comparable to Legends Uprising, Squadra can maintain that as Legends is going on to their 7th or 8th year anniversary at this point now? Squadra is going towards its first. How do you guys feel it can keep up?
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm kind of confused with the question. So like, how can it keep up by like doing like randomness or like stagnating kind of?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
How could Squadra keep moving forward to build up this momentum?
Oh, I think obviously the best thing for them to do is you have to be very consistent, and I think you have to release on like hit updates. You can't, like, for example, I like the example you gave, like LF, like when you LF Vegito Blue, like that was hype. You get a hype character like that, you get the ball rolling, but you gotta be careful because one mistake, all that progress can go down the drain. Like, for example, like I'll use another Legends example. Kind of like, I like, in my opinion, it wasn't like really as bad as people say, but like, my mic cut out, my bad. But kind of like the 7th anniversary. Like, I feel like it was a good anniversary, in my opinion. But once you hit the 7th anniversary, then you got the Dual Ultras. Dual Ultras come out and people were like pissed off. They kind of started throwing out the game, and then all that momentum caused them to kind of like backtrack. Because then we got a Twitter reveal Ultra. People were not happy about that. We got a 13 that was really annoying. People were not happy about that. Festival was really a disappointment, and a lot of incompetency was shown. So I think that you have to stay consistent, because one bad step could snowball out of control and turn into a disaster. So I don't think that Squadra should like double down and be like, next update we're gonna release like a Gogeta or something like that. Like, I feel like you can still have hype characters, but you don't want to throw out heavy hitters every single season for like a consistent like 3 season span, because if there's a even if you're like very under that hype bar, you crash. So they have to learn how to stay consistent. You have a hype character in Super Vegito, you have to let your player base know like this is something that they shouldn't be expecting all the time. This is randomness. I think that's what Squadra has going for it. It's the randomness. Because like again, Super Vegito is not on anybody's bingo card before it's 6 months into its life cycle. So when you have randomness, there is a chance that it's good and there's a chance that it's bad. So I feel like they have to capitalize on randomness while also being consistent with the randomness.
I think when it comes down to it, the main thing that I guess so coming up to like the next season, I know like season 3 hasn't even out yet, but the main thing I've seen a lot of people say is that they're running through hype characters too much, and I guess if you want to include a fear that could happen is like maybe they go through all their hype characters and they hit a point where, well, they've released basically like what everyone has wanted and now they really don't know what to do. I don't really know. I'm trying to like think of if it would really
like
affect
Legends.
it.
It's like Legends. You give them what they want, they will complain because they don't get something else. You don't do it, and they will complain again. It's like you will never win.
100%.
You will never win. It's like Legends with the Legend Festival. People were asking for a synchro character. We got it. Oh, that's it? We don't want this. You're asking this. Oh, you wanted double ultras? Here, double ultras. Ugh. We don't want output. What do you want at this point?
I thought them doing the Ultra was really stupid.
Yeah, but people were asking for that. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, I called those people stupid.
Then on season was it season 1 when Topo came out or something? Season 2? I don't know.
Yeah.
Season 1.
Topo was a character, and they were like complaining. Who is this? We get a hype character.
People were complaining about Topo.
Yeah, there were some people complaining about Topo. Yeah,
a lot of people
I didn't see it.
about Topo, saying that he shouldn't have been a character or something.
They called him a bad pick.
They were
a bad pick.
Like a
We get a good pick. Let's complain.
Yeah.
You're never gonna make anyone happy.
You can't make 100% of people happy. Kind of.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know.
That's the reason why I related to Legends, because remember, Legends original creator, at least the head, was Toshi, and now Toshi is the head creator for Squadra. So a lot of this is coming from the same person who actually built it, and then you can argue that now it's no longer Toshi, it's more of Tani now. But this, which is going to blend actually into my third question, which is longevity slash game life, and then also advertisement to lead into new players, but trying to avoid those pitfalls that Legends were presenting. Because I'm gonna be honest, out of all the gacha games for Dragon Ball Z, and even including Squadra, even though it's not really a gacha game specifically, Legends is extremely toxic. That fan base there is very toxic if they don't get what they want, and then they get toxic when they get what they want, and it's not exactly what they want. And I'm like, dude,
the Twitter bubble.
Legends Twitter is bad.
It's
Twitter
bubble.
I'm gonna say something here though. So on the topic of this, so obviously we're talking about like how Toshi's gone from Dokkan, which I've never played when Toshi was in charge of Dokkan, so Dokkan in general, so I don't really know how he ran that, if it was good, if it was bad.
It was bad. From what I heard, it was really bad. Yeah, it was bad.
So clearly, he went from Dokkan, which was from, I'm going to take Dummy's word for it, it was mediocre, came over to Legends, really basically got it going up until he decided to take a backseat and focus more on Squadra. You also got to keep in mind of like, this is like a whole different type of is a whole different type of game, right? So he's gone from gacha to gacha. Now he's doing a MOBA, which is a drastic change in terms of like actual gameplay. In terms of
the first one also.
The first Dragon Ball MOBA. And for people who don't know what MOBA is, it's basically like Pokemon Unite. If you ever play Pokemon Unite on the Switch, it's exactly like that. Or famous enough, League of Legends as well.
The point being is that, and you were comparing Legends and Squadra together. I don't think it's a great comparison to make, only because of like how different the games are themselves. Obviously, Legends is more gacha related. This one's more strategy. I like to think they're going to be going into this trying to balance things out better. I think so far the balancing, outside of like maybe Gohan and originally like Super Saiyan 3 when he first dropped. Then again, I would say that out of all of them, Gohan was by far the worst in terms of balancing. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what guy was smoking crack when he was making that kit, but that guy, I hope that guy's going out of the company now. So my point being is that I think that going into this, he's not gonna do it. Like, it's not gonna end up in the same way with Legends, where people start complaining about power creep and all that type of stuff. I think the only real kind of criticism we're gonna see from Squadra, for the most part, maybe it will mostly relate to the characters that come out, whether it's people complaining because we're getting too many fusions, too many Gohans, or this guy's not hype enough, we need something more hype than that. So do I really think there's going to be anything outside of that affects his longevity? Not really, unless people just straight up stop playing, because either a couple different things happen. Either it becomes so unbalanced to the point where nobody wants to play it, people don't like the characters that are in the game currently, or the characters that come out afterwards, or a third thing is that they just can't keep the game going anymore. I don't see any of those happening for a while, especially with Vegito releasing now. And I like to think that this is going to carry over to Season 4, and at that point, we just got to see how well Season 4 does initially on release and initially with the trailer, to see like if people are still interested in seeing all these characters come to the game. And at that point forward, if it increases, it's probably going to keep increasing. I don't think this will be its peak, honestly. I think this is just kind of like its starting point, because a lot of people are coming back, and there's a lot of new people even getting into the game. I'm sure, like many of you, because we're creators, we've probably seen people comment saying that they're going to come back to the game. Like, I want to try this game. What's the game called? So I think that because of this, it's only going to just keep getting bigger and bigger, and we're not going to really know we're not going to really know when it's going to hit its peak yet, and we're also not going to know when it's going to start declining, because right now it's kind of just like at its starting point.
Yeah.
So,
and the reason why
I would say, yeah.
Also, the reason why I linked with Toshi with the longevity is because when he was on Dokkan, he was on the I believe he was on the creative development team for Dokkan. So he was, and guys, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because there's been a minute since I remember what the fuck Toshi did over there at Dokkan, but he was mainly more of the people not animating the characters, but also it was mainly more the direction of where they were trying to take Dokkan. So the trajectory was his major role. For Legends, that was also his thing as well too, but this is more of his game. This is kind of like what he started, and then him venturing out with Squadra is kind of the same thing. And the reason why I pose longevity, I have it in parentheses monetization, is because if you guys remember when monetization really started to get heavy in Legends, I would say it had to be after year 4, the year of MUI Goku. That year leading into year 5 and 6 was extremely heavy in monetization. Money, money, and money. And if you did not have the unit, you basically was kind of like screwed online. Unless you was godly on free to play, that was that life. That was the game life of Legends. And even now, from what I've heard from some people, even the life of the game for monetization seemed to have gotten steeper when it comes to certain things now. And that's my issue, because a lot of point where Squadra is, how is this game going to continue to be sustainable? And that's where my question is coming at. Because don't get me wrong, I think buying your character for what, $7, whatever it is, I think that's worth it than like people spending an entire PS5 at a chance. So you get a guaranteed character here on Squadra, right? But that's it. like me, I don't do that much summoning videos for animation. Dummy, I know if he likes the character, he will go and get that animation, right? And he's just luckier than me. That's 100% a fact. Okay, but
I don't know about that.
but like,
Motherfucker, shut up. You luckier than everyone here.
but like,
Nah,
like seriously
nah, I'm not,
speaking,
dude.
when we look at the route now for monetization of Squadra and make sure it stays sustainable, and then those questions that you brought up, right? Why did we not get that much villains? Why do we have more heroes than villains? And I gave my 2 cents on that. What is the monetization going to look like moving forward when we go after year 1 for Squadra? Because I don't think it's going to change much monetization wise, but as you guys can see, they started adding more outfits, right? That's why I was talking to you, Jax, about like, okay, what about rarity for outfits, right? Not bringing stuff back. Emphasizing like buying certain character customizations of your choice. If you want to get that now, these may never go back. Something like a legacy account with Fortnite. If you guys ever play Fortnite, I started season 2 for Fortnite, so I have like the blue Squire outfit and stuff. You can't see people with that outfit no more unless they bring it back, like I think they did with the Dark Knight with a new variant, or the Raider outfit, right? They brought that back, but they gave the older owners of that outfit a secret variation, then they gave the newer stuff to the new players. So that's kind of like the next question I want to talk about. Like, how does monetization for the game life of Squadra you think looks for sustainability?
Okay, so I was actually thinking about this too, because I remember that day we were all it was us 3 talking about it, and I remember I think that what they're gonna start doing is, I definitely do agree they're gonna start doing legacy stuff. Like I think like that Goku Christmas skin, it literally said limited time. So like it encourages people to like, oh, this is my favorite character, this is a unique outfit for him, like let me buy it. It has special animations too, like when you transform you have like the snowflakes. So that in itself can be considered a higher rarity technically, because it has something that other skins in the game don't have. But I think they're gonna do more of those, obviously. But I think as well, we can start seeing them do more of those like capsule offers. I think they're going in a really good direction with, for example, like when a new character comes out, you get the character, it's like 600 gems, you get the character, and you get 3 of their capsules, so you can get the animations for them.
Absolutely
And
love that.
That was one of the greatest things that they implemented, and nobody talks about it. Whereas you compare that value to something like Legends, where it's let's say like I'll use the Happy Go Back for example, like not the highest offer one, but like let's say like the $40 one. You get your LF Z power, you get your ticket, and you get your ultra ticket for a chance to pull an ultra, for a chance to pull a good Legends limited unit. And I think that's the main difference, is that Legends has it, like Legends and Dokkan has it to where if you don't have this character, you're done. And also like it's more RNG based. Squadra is like, you don't need the character to actually play the game and be good. This is a game based on skill. Like, there is some skill to Legends, but like, let's be honest here, 9 out of 10 times, the deeper your wallet, the higher you're gonna climb up.
Yep.
So I think that when you have a game like Squadra where it actually takes skill, and like they actually don't have anything that can boost the odds of you winning the match, they have more collective freedom of what they can do, and it's not gonna look scummy. And I think having that bundle was a really good start, because yes, there is RNG aspects of getting the emotes, but you also have to remember, compared to what the rates are in normal capsules, those are much higher, because you're not fighting for 10 other legendary intros, you're fighting for 3. Well, not legendary, but like you're fighting for 3 intros.
3 of the main intros, and then you got the rare ones.
Exactly. So like you're fighting for that. It's not like you're going into like a slot machine with like 5 rows. So I think that's something that they did good. I think also as well, we could start seeing what they did with 18 and 17, where like they had an offer where it was, you can get both characters and their skins for a set amount of gems.
Yes.
So you can have the classic Android 18, the classic Android 17, while also having the skins for the characters. That was really good, because it lets people buy the character and also get the skins they want. And even if you, let's say like you already got 17 and you already got 18,
yeah, it's discounting.
it's still discounted. Exactly.
Yeah.
So now you're getting a better offer because of that. And I think that is something that they can really stick with.
And that is
that can actually
amazing.
push the game forward.
The fact that
Yeah,
the fact they even discounted it because you already owned it, so that way you're just really paying for the goddamn customization. You're not even paying for the character.
Yep.
Like, and that's what I love to see, and I feel like they're gonna capitalize a lot more on that. I 100% agree with everything you said. I believe that's the key that Toshi, in my opinion, and them need to focus on as you build those legacy outfits, as you build your roster, right? And that gives freedom of expression for any player that comes in any time frame, because guess what, it's not like Legends or like other gacha games that you play where you're completely assed out. You can take a character from first season, even though it's not in meta with the new season, the hype characters everybody want, and you can still make that character pop. Like that ultimate Gohan, yeah, he's not going out of style anytime soon. I highly doubt to the end of the game he's still not going to go out of style. What he can do is still annoying. And that's the reason why I think they're not hitting characters as super hard, but giving you more different options. Because if you really paid attention, I looked at this. If you look at the nerfs to certain characters, right? They did not make them inoperable. They made them more to the point you have to be strategic if they were too overpowering, right? That is good. Other gacha games don't do that. They completely outsource that character until a certain point, and then they take it out of rotation if they get any buffs, right? And then that character completely dies to meta in the next month. So this game's longevity, I feel like it has it, but a lot of people's opinions, like I said, is the monetization. And I think if they, like what we talked about, I feel like with those caveats, I think monetization should not be a bad thing for them until we get to the point where characters are starting to wane too much in the same variation.
Yeah. Like for example, like with the same variation, I literally just saw something with this, like with DBL. Like, for example, we get like a bunch of Gokus every single time. So there's only so much they can like fish out the barrel before it becomes empty. Like this Legends Fest, we got another Gogeta. Another Super Gogeta. Last Super Gogeta we got was LF Pycon Revival. So they really are running out of options because they have such limited time. It's like 2 weeks, new LF drops. 2 weeks, LF. 2 weeks, then you have your Ultras. Then 2 weeks, it continues that process. And I think that you can see that it's hurting them with the supporter system. Look at the amount of 1% sparkings we're getting ever since supporters were introduced. Legends Fest, perfect example. We got one side sparking, which was Gotenks. Then we ended up getting Belmont. We got Super Saiyan Vegeta, and we got I think it was the King Yama and Baba. We have four supporters, not four side banner sparkings. They're running out of ideas, whereas Squadra has the advantage because they have 3 months to think and actually utilize the characters in a way that like they're not just throwing them out there, and it's like if they fumble or like they end up being like really bad and like they age out, it's like, well, gotta rehash them, gotta make a new one. That's why I think the advantage lies with Squadra, with the monetization aspect.
Also, I'm pretty sure. So for Legends, someone asked this like a couple of years ago, but they already plan what is coming for next year. Like they already have what is coming for Legends Festival of 2027. Yeah, all that stuff is already done.
Yep.
They're already planning for 2028.
Yep. That's typically how.
So I'm guessing that's how they're doing it with like Squadra. So I'm pretty sure whatever we got for this season was already planned before the game came out. And whatever we're getting for the next season, it is already made. No, they're probably on like the final details, maybe like some drawings, but like models, animations, pretty sure is already done.
No, that's typically how they do Legends, and that's also what they're supposed to do for Dokkan as well too. I think they go 1 to 2 years in advance. Dokkan is really like well thought of. You know, that's all credit to Amasu, of course. He's very diligent about that type of stuff. But yeah, these companies typically do that. And the same thing with Squadra. The fact that they already had this planned out for Squadra makes me believe, obviously, there's a lot of thought that comes into it. And that's why I'm like, they know there's going to be questions about monetization. How are we going to sustain this not being a gacha game, it being a mobile with some components of gacha, like Fortnite has with, like, you know, you not gacha, with you buying stuff, right? They added gacha with you obtaining guaranteed customizations. So they added animations, which is the gacha aspect, and then they added the customization, which is completely a one-time buy thing. You don't have to buy multiple, it's a one-time buy. And then they have the characters, which is a one-time buy as well too. And then they even give you free trials, and they were even giving characters for free as well for missions. So I think, which leads into my last point, advertisement leading to new players. Squadra is, at least from what we saw from release to now, we all have to admit, this game has stepped up really well. Not to the point where, oh, money. No, they went to community involvement, community forming, selection of characters, which, like I said, with Dummy, is all pre-scheduled as well too. But good selection slots, timing out their season, so that way, when you think about it, after 3 seasons, that's a year. 3 seasons in a year to lead to the next anniversary, right? Then you got the cost-friendly, in my opinion, monetization for the gold capsules, which is very important, because if you want like certain special animation, like that Super Saiyan 3 animation that Dummy has, that shit is my favorite animation in the game. And I don't have it, but I don't want to use the money. Guess what? That does not affect me playing the actual game. I get no bonuses except for Aura having that animation. You know, so yes, every time I see Dummy use Super Saiyan 3 and he get the MVP screen, yeah, a tear come out my eye, 'cause I don't got it. But guess what? I get to watch my friend be able to have the animation. I can still see it on my screen. I might not have it myself, but guess what? That does not have any involvement in the skill process of the game. So I think this is a lot more friendlier in advertisement to new players to come in. Like I said, my short video, I have some people who are now coming in or coming back to Squadra because of the new recent update that's supposed to be coming for season 3.
Definitely do think as well, like with that point where like it doesn't affect your gameplay. I think that this is what, like, for example, like I think Squadra is a game that does it like the whole like loot box system, you can call it, well. Like the whole controversy back in like 2015, 2016 about loot boxes, that was mainly headlined by Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. Because
Overwatch also.
Yeah,
Overwatch.
definitely
Well, like,
Overwatch.
I feel like really with like Overwatch, like it was like cosmetics. It wasn't like giving you an advantage unless I'm like missing out on one of the skins. But like the rates were very low.
I remember the weapons,
dude,
the melee,
Black
like
Ops
the
3,
bat and
Black Ops
shit.
3.
Yeah.
This is the because they've delivered on false promises, because they said we're gonna introduce the loot box system. It's not gonna have any weapons. Then they started with bats, and they kind of like toned it down, like, okay, calm down. This is kind of like just a reskin. Then we ended up getting like the XMC. We ended up getting the Peacekeeper, MK2. We got a bunch of guns that
Clipper
were so
gun.
unbalanced. The Marshals, everything. Like it became so unbalanced that people hated it, because it's like now you're paying for an advantage. Squadra has the advantage of it's purely cosmetics. The kill animations don't really like affect you that much. Like me slamming somebody into a wall with Broly is not going to affect how I go from E rank to S rank. It's not going to affect how
it's kind of pay to lose sometimes.
I mean, another thing too, I guess, that we could bring up here is there really isn't anything that they can do. There really is nothing that they can do, I guess, to make it kind of pay to win, in the sense that like they can put something in the shop and make it to where you have to buy it in order for the character to be like broken, or like, you know, certain people can get this thing and then if we use that thing from the shop, if they did put like something broken in there, then you have to you can buy it to use it in game, and then it would just basically be like a steamroll for you. I don't know what they would put.
I don't think they will ever do that. I think
Like
Toshi is smart enough.
But that's the thing, like
to
there's
do
really is
anything.
nothing that they can do to fuck it up. Like, because at the end of the day, there really is nothing that they can put in there that would make it pay to win. I feel like it's all gonna just remain like basically cosmetic.
Actually.
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes getting those animations can block you from killing the Kai or maybe the other guy that was next to him, it was low, but he was able to escape because you're doing the animation.
That is so
I wanna-
true.
I
I've
do wanna,
actually had that
um,
happen to me before.
Yeah,
I do want to add this as well, because I was actually talking about this with Chad last night when because we were like discussing like ideas that they could add in the future. Some interesting ones I thought I saw at least were them like making it to where you can do like missions to get like quote unquote like free to play helpers or like free to play like characters, but I don't think they would ever do that just because I feel like half the time it just ends up being the star grade anyway. So like I'm trying to think of like other things that they can add to the game that would like kind of like spice it up a bit. I mean, so far, do I really think it needs to? Not really. No, I think it's fine the way it is,
And
especially with it being like so early in the game.
And they're changing
Oh,
like
yeah.
the sub games as well too. Like we have a capture a flag now that's coming to Squadra, while we also keep land grab as well too. So they're continually revitalizing it as well.
I
So-
think that that's probably the most underrated part.
What happened to Veggie
About-
Battle?
Veggie Battle was there for a bit. It's still in
What
rotation.
happened? I haven't seen it in a while.
I
Never-
saw like
think
I saw
they
not too long
They
ago.
rotate
Really?
game modes throughout the season.
Yeah. And like that's actually another thing I want to bring up. I think people actually sleep kind of on like these extra game modes that they are, besides like the base like MOBA, you know, like regular style. There's already like 4 different game modes, right? We have Finders Keepers, we have Veggie Battle, we have Land Grab, and we have this new one coming out. I think that's probably
What,
one of the most
the new
slept
mode
on.
against computers.
Oh, that
Yeah.
yeah, you can do CPU battles now,
you can do
which is
CPU
funny.
battle, which is team. Yep.
Yes, I was having there was a conversation I was having with somebody on YouTube, and they were talking about them adding CPUs. That way, like you can like get some friends and like just practice against like bots before like you go into like play your matches and all that. We were talking about this like 2 weeks ago. I think it was like me and like somebody on YouTube that was commenting about it. So that was another very good change that they made. A lot of these changes that they've made, or at least I saw in the trailer, they all look really great. That was one of them. I like how they're doing a rotation with the boss now. So I think they're taking 16. They're taking 16 out, and now it's Jackie Chun, right? That they're gonna have as well.
Jackie Chan.
I think one of the most slept on things, or at least I think it's a thing that people don't realize, is how good they're that the dev team is at like doing rotations of already existing things and swapping them out with something new. They're swapping out bosses now, like we just saw it yesterday with 16 Jackie Chun. They're doing this rotation between the game modes. They're adding new game modes. There's already 4. Excuse me. They're just always rotating something and putting something new in to like keep it interesting or like make it seem different. And yeah, exactly. The events, they're really good at doing these rotations between all these different things to like make it a bit more interesting.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, and I do think that is something that is slept on in the community. And at the end of the day, one thing that I will always say is that Squadra has something that you can do. You can add more to it, of course, but I feel like there's a little piece for something for anyone, especially if you're PvP or PvE, and that is what a lot. And I hate I have to keep, having to compare this to, because I mean I can compare it to League of Legends, but even in that sphere with League of Legends, and then also with the gacha element, because remember it is half and half. It's half and a quarter to be more. No, it's like 75-25 at this fucking point. Because I feel like it's a mixture of League or Pokemon Unite, League of Legends, and then also with a gacha element on it. That's what I thought about the first time I saw Squadra, right? But the one thing that I really do enjoy with this game, and at least what the dev team is doing, is also those little celebratory things that they do for Squadra, like the Christmas hats, and then they went directly in to giving you a whole new home screen for free. You didn't even have to pay for it, for free. A new battle animation, the attack, which is celebration, like fireworks. And then they gave you Broly's new outfit for the newest character that came out. And even if you did not have the character, you still owned the outfit in case you ever got the character. Same thing like with all the other characters, like if you get their customization for their clothing from the P capsules or the animations, guess what? You have access to them anytime. So it's not like it's a one-time thing. It's not like it's lost forever if you don't ever decide to get that character. You decide to make that choice, guess what? Boom, you get access to all this that you already either paid for or got lucky to pull or did your missions for.
Yeah.
So I think that's the element that keeps it really friendly to new players coming in. And I love seeing new players come into this game, and they get to play, you know, get accustomed to it, and then they can make their own opinions based upon it. My thing with, and none of this is to be bad mouthing Squadra, obviously. The future of Squadra thing is the same thing I did with the future of Legends, same thing I did with that as well too, where I just want to talk about it because I feel like we're now at a high rise. We're now climbing. It's like a roller coaster. We're now getting up there now. We were stuck down there in the, what was it, the lobby, the rating room, and then now we started going up the roller coaster, and I don't want it yet to go down. I want us to keep climbing because it's going to get to a point where, like I said with Legends, I think for a lot of people, where you started seeing a lot of people leave the game, it was ironically year 6 and year 7. I seen people fall off like a rock in the water, including myself. Like, it just completely just fell. The amount of money you had to spend, the units you had to get. If I remember correctly from what you and Dummy were saying, isn't Gohan that LF the best unit in the game, and the Ultra just came out?
It's one of the best.
I've heard.
No, okay, it depends.
I've heard that Gohan is better than the Ultra, and that is an LF.
He's not on the GT team. If he's on the GT team, Goku's better. But if he's not on the GT team, then Gohan is better.
I don't even like using Goku on GT.
It used to get to a point where, like, I hated using overpowered characters to a point in Legends where I deadass did not use them that much. And people ask me like, yo, Casey, like, why don't you use, you know, I think I had Beast Gohan at the time, but I stopped using them a little bit because I was using the Ginyu Force. I was using the Ginyu Force team, even though I got my goose cooked because I was fighting a fresh Ultra Gohan that just came out and everything with its hybrid team and Sun Family, right? I'm like, well, I have fun using this team. I haven't used this in a while, so I want to use that team. Now, if I run that Ginyu team, bro, this just no way. There's just no way. Squadra, there is a way. And for that, I truly want this game to be successful. I can see this game going for a very long time, especially with the trajectory that we're on right now, this roller coaster that we're strapped in right now. I'm liking how it feels. We're going up on a Tuesday, and we're about to turn into a Saturday night. That's a hard party right there, boss. But that's,
I think another thing too. Sorry, continue, Zeke.
I'm about to say that's my end point. I'm done after this because that was our last point of conversation. So you guys want to give your last 2 cents on the conversation at hand and stuff, and then that's pretty much about it.
So, talking about power creep, I know like you guys were kind of like briefly like discussing it with your examples. I think one of the things too about this game, it's going to make it really hard to become unbalanced, I guess, in a sense. Because realistically, like, yes, I know Gohan when he came out was very broken and stuff of that nature. But at the end of the day, I think when you compare all these characters as a whole in this game, they're all very much well designed for the most part. I don't know if there's anybody really there that I could say is bad in terms of design, unless you're Deborah, but that's because I just don't like Deborah. So
he will get a buff, and he will be you.
He'll still be hot dog shit.
And we're gonna hate him because he's broken and
Burger King of the fucking demon realm. I do not care.
Yeah. I was about to reference that.
It's like Bojack. We were complaining about Bojack, and now he's like one of the best.
But he's always been goated. No, we're not starting the slander. He's always been the goat.
Boo always been goated. He's just been getting a bad rep for some reason.
We complained about Diamond Goku when he came out because of his damage. Not even 2 weeks later, he got a damage buff, and now he's one of the best characters in the game.
But okay, I also think that in general, though, the dev team specifically, right? And this is kind of going to be me glazing the shit out the dev team. Every single time I've seen people complain, and I know there's always going to be complaints that you just cannot meet the expectations of, they always have made some sort of change. Whether it was the star grade, whether it was with a certain character, they got nerfed or, you know, they got buffed maybe. Zenny, that's another one as well. They've always been at least eyeing on complaints of the game and improving upon it. Yes.
Yeah, they haven't done they haven't done something that has been bad. Everything has been improving. Like they're gonna change the little like level thing, star thing. I don't know. That's what you call it. They're gonna change that. So now every week, I don't know if you noticed, but every week you can get a free character. You just need to play a specific role like 10 times. And if you have the character, then you're getting the fragments for that character. So you can level up the character and you get more stuff on the level thing. maybe because of those fragments, you unlock the tier 1 character.
Yep. So
And you
if
can get the
missed a
new,
season
and you,
from
yeah,
last one,
and
right,
you can get
it.
and you can get the new character that came out 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Because now you don't need to wait until the end of the season. You just need to wait until
Yeah.
the other character comes out, and that's like every 3 or 4 weeks.
I
Yeah,
also
so
think as
I like the
well-
system. I like the system. Yeah, dummy. Yeah, that's a good point.
I was gonna say also as well, with like on the topic of this. Oh, my bad. I think that also as well, like especially like with like I don't know if you guys like I think you guys saw it too, like the one Broly animation where like it's like the like he like kind of throws you at like
Yeah.
the guy. That like that honestly was I think like an underrated aspect, and that also shows like the creativity. When you have that creativity to make something goofy but it's funny, it's trending on Twitter right now. Like most people who are talking about Squadra, they talk about Super Vegito, but then that's like this thing right under it. It's Broly tossing Goku by his head and killing somebody by doing it. Like I feel like when you have something
Any
like that, that also
combinations
racks,
you can do.
Yeah.
that racks in with the players because
Yeah,
it's
let's
like,
throw
because-
Topo.
because- yeah,
Let's
because
throw
people are gonna be
Topo.
People are gonna be like, yo, imagine if we have Broly throwing Kid Gohan at somebody. Or imagine if we have like you have like those funny combinations you can do, and it encourages people to buy the thing because they're like, you know what, I want to do it for the bit. You know what,
Yeah,
I
Really
think
for
throw
the
this
his
is
bit.
Vegeta.
Yeah.
Really
yeah,
throw
like
Vegeta.
you do stuff like that, and you pop ideas into people's heads, and it encourages the creativity for you to actually go out and get there and then use it. Because we're gonna obviously there's gonna be one person that makes a video where it's like Broly throwing every person killing an enemy, and you're gonna see a compilation
It's
of
definitely
Broly
happening.
throwing like every
They're gonna be
character.
playing
at
They're gonna be
somebody.
playing against the CPU mode.
Yeah, and that's a good video because people are gonna sit down there and watch it because of how good.
Hey, I might use it for thumbnails. I might use that mode for thumbnails because
Oh.
there's like
Exactly.
there's
Yeah.
finishers that is like, oh, this looks really sick, but you barely get them with
Yeah.
specific
Yeah.
character like combo finishers.
Like I think that's what that will encourage people to
Like
you
the
know,
Goten-
maybe,
the
like,
Goten's
put
one.
money.
You know
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah.
The one that he
Around
goes
the
that he's
world?
flying. Yeah,
Yeah.
I only seen that, and I have that finisher by the way. I only seen that twice since he came out.
Yeah, I love that around the world finisher. Like when you have stuff that's unique to the character, but it's goofy, it's funny, and it sparks conversations. That's what I really liked. And that I think was a really underrated highlight of the trailer because it shows that they don't need characters. They don't just need characters like to like also like not carry but like hype up the thing. Like when you have stuff like that, people are gonna be like, oh hell yeah, I need that.
I know, 100% agree. Especially the creative point as well too, and even the nostalgia of it as well. Like, bro, when I saw Broly smash Vegeta like in the trailer into the fucking mountaintop, I was like, dude, like, hold on, hold my beer. Wait a minute, where's my VHS tape? Where's my Broly movie?
I think like when it comes down to it, when we're talking about the emotes and how creative the team is, it's really just them being able to show the personality of these characters through like just their emotes, their animations in general. That's like one of their strongest things I think going for them because any new season when there's new cosmetics or even like outside of that when new cosmetics just drop like in seasons in general, it's always like on Twitter. People are always saying like, "Oh my god, this looks so good." It's either like really funny or they're just saying how amazing it looks. Animations and just in general, the passion you can see with a lot of the stuff that they're like throwing in there. It's very much, I think, making it a lot more appealing to people that are fans of just Dragon Ball in general. So definitely like one of their strongest suits for sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, that is the end of the questions I had. I appreciate you guys for coming out for an episode of Kia Taco. Do you guys have any last words regarding the conversation at hand and or a goodbye or anything?
Everybody should go and play BoJack Boo. And you know what? Anytime you see a Deborah, target that Deborah and make sure he leaves the game.
I think
these are all very fair things to say.
Just follow him. If you see that he's going top lane, everyone go top lane.
I want you people to make Deborah want to stone himself.
Imagine someone sends us a video on Twitter tagging all of us, and then
That
their
would be
entire
hilarious.
squad going up and beating the shit out of Deborah and then leave.
They're just watching. They're just watching him die.
Wait,
You're like 0 and
someone
24.
please do that. Tag me, Jackson, the Dummy, and TN, bro, on Twitter, please. Oh my, I will. Oh, I will fucking watch that shit with a bucket of popcorn, bro. Oh my.
That's the kind of content we need more in this space. We need more
Oh.
of people just dogging on Deborah, please.
I do
More than he
have-
already does.
I do have one. I have two things to say as like kind of like a closing to this. The first one is number one, the most important thing. I'm not gonna lie, do the surveys, because when you it really does like help a lot, because this is a dev team that cares about the game. When you read the dev blogs, especially the one with when they were talking about the Star Road, you can tell they were passionate about the game. And I think that when we as a community, you have to do it respectfully. If you have criticism, constructive criticism is key. But when you send those surveys in and you let them know how you're feeling, how the game is, what you would change, that helps them in the future to make the game better for all of us. And I think that's something that should be like a top priority. And number two, I would say, obviously the chances of a dev watching this are like insane, because I won't think a dev would watch YouTube, but like, I would say like, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on it now? Oh yeah, okay, no. Don't try to conform to like what like the toxic people are saying. Like, for example, like we were talking about the Legends community being really toxic, especially Twitter. I can vouch for that. Do not go into those people, and do not try to like appease that audience, because you will end up killing your core player base, and I think that would make the state of the game worse. You want to go for the people who enjoy Squadra, who want to see it grow, and aren't there just because it has the title Dragon Ball on it. If that makes sense.
100% agree. And you guys can also use this video as a way of commenting what you guys want to see. You know, this entire, like STN said, this actual video is criticism, either good or bad. It's constructive, it's feedback, and it's something that we also want to see as well too, moving towards the future. Obviously, I want Squadra to survive. I want Squadra to thrive, actually. You know, but these are just things that I always think about when it comes to a brand new game entering the sphere, especially with the Dragon Ball IP, because as you guys know, we release a lot of Dragon Ball games, like a lot, right? But this year, obviously, after the passing of Akira Toriyama, rest in peace to GOAT, we were in like a fucking loophole for like the longest. We haven't gotten any new Dragon Ball content outside of the gaming content, which was gacha games majority of the time, specifically Legends and Dokkan. So getting Squadra as a new way to go, minus Breakers, that we don't talk about that, but Squadra, right?
Yo, Breakers comeback. Trust
No,
me. We all hopping on
that
Breakers.
shit
We all hopping
dies.
right now,
That
actually.
shit-
Matter of fact, I got the shit installed. Let's all hop on Breakers, bro. Yeah, come on.
We entering the breaking point.
That's the breaking point. I get it.
First we break,
But
then we
Awaken.
awaken. Exactly. There we go. Fact.
like Broly, But yeah, put yourself in the comment section down below. You know what you guys want to see, and just your thoughts, your 2 cents. And what if a dev actually come across this video? You never know. Maybe they'll see what you write and be like, hey, I like what user Super Saiyan Gohan Ultra Blast 855121 typed, that yeah, this is a great idea. Or, you know, Jimmy Neutron 84, or Timothy Chalamet, or I don't know, Drake, or Tommy. You never know. So that's my 2 cents to
yes,
kinda
Dummy.
add on to
Actually, the dev that will respond to this will be Dummy himself. Because did you guys know he's a dev? That's how we knew that the characters were coming.
He was a dev? Oh shit! I didn't know he was the
Exactly, dude.
dev, man. Come on, you gotta give me some
Yeah,
inside
this
information.
guy. I can tell you what's coming in like season 10.
Season
But I'm
that
hold
far? Okay. Any other last words?
Okay, kind of like what they said with Deborah, but I want them to do the same to Super Saiyan 3, but take it an extra step. Run all stun characters, have a stun squad ready to like hunt down every Super Saiyan 3 Goku, kick them into a wall for like five millenniums. Make them like not want to play the game anymore.
Please.
That's a good point.
Tweet
Good
this
answer,
to
nephew.
us. Tweet this to us.
What?
We will get in the call and we will react to this shit together. Please, if you do. Obviously, no bullying. We're not advocating for bullying, but we're just saying if you happen to do that of your own free volition and it's your opportunity, hey, we ain't watching until you send it. Anyways, Dummy, did you have anything to say as well, or?
No.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, leave all that down in the comment section down below. But as always, my fellow Nakamas, it's always been a pleasure. Continue to live, love, and prosper. I'm gonna catch all you legends on the next one. Peace out and Squadra up.